Hello guys, Ashley here, also as the HB fan, back there with another review, and today we're talking about One Tree Hill, and we're talking about one of my all-time One Tree Hill rants that I have been dying to talk about ever since I went back and I rewatched the show. And today I want to talk about why I think Haley is a big hypocrite for giving Brooke not giving Brooke a second chance, but pretty much letting Brooke off the hook about the tutor sheets being stolen to the test and how she didn't let Rachel off the hook at all. She never once apologized to Rachel about anything, but when it came to Brooke, she immediately left Brooke off the hook. And when it comes to Brooke's side, I'm gonna talk about why I don't think when all that went down, she never once talked Rachel out of it. She didn't seem to care about Haley's feelings at all until Rachel got caught. So let's dive into this. I have always found this to be such a big unpopular opinion, and I think the reason why no one ever holds Brooke accountable for her mistakes or her actions is because people give Brooke such a slap on the wrist when it comes to a character. And I think, and I'm gonna make a video about this, I think Brooke is one of the most overrated female characters of all time. I don't mean in the sense of she's unlikable or in the sense of she's not likable or things like that nature. I think the reason why I say Brooke is overrated as a character is because no one ever holds her accountable. I think a lot of it is because of Sophia Bush. Everyone just loves Sophia Bush acting. I love her acting. And believe it or not, I love the character of Brooke. But I feel like the more and more I watch the show back, she's not a victim. She does a lot of shit that people don't hold her accountable for. Like this. It all starts with Brooke and Rachel, which is why I'm about to dive into it. So, basically it starts, Rachel finds a letter in the mailbox saying that one of them, they don't tell us who, one of them, it's two report cards, but they don't tell us who it is. One shows that one of them is passing calculus, the other one shows that the other person is not passing it. Rachel did not tell Brooke it was her until after the state championship episode. She told Brooke that she's failing calculus and that if she don't pass it, she won't graduate. So Brooke does not know what to do. She says she's never been really good at calculus. It's not her strongest suit, that type of math. Rachel said that I can get Haley to tutor me and we're going to get the tutor sheets. Not one first. Okay, what I will give Brooke here is that at first she did try to talk Rachel out of it. She told her that's not a good idea and that Haley is her friend and she can't do that to her. Rachel said it's either that or you don't graduate. It wasn't until after that when Rachel mentioned again, Brooke said let's go get the tutor sheets. They dress in these Catwoman type suits and they go get the tutor sheets. They lied to the principal and say that they were there for the new the clean teams group. They were there to be a clean team. The whole time that Rachel was going to go to get tutored by Haley, Rachel was pretending to not know what's going on in calculus. She was only doing this stuff for Brooke to make sure Brooke can graduate. Not once at all did Brooke ever tell Rachel thank you. Not once at all did Brooke ever hold Rachel accountable for coming up with the idea. Nothing. To me, I feel like Brooke did not feel bad at all about the stealing the sheets, not caring about anything about Haley being in jeopardy, job being in jeopardy, nothing. She did not care about Haley's job being in jeopardy at all, in my opinion. Not until it came to backfire, in my opinion. The time that she only cared was when the principal called everyone into the room and told them that a tutor, what would they call them? A cheat sheet. I'm gonna call them a cheat sheet. That's what they were when I was in school. A cheat sheet was stolen from the tutor center, and until they find it, every tutor is fired. Which doesn't make sense if you think about it, because why would the tutor steal a cheat sheet? That makes no sense. You really think that I'm stealing a cheat sheet to pass my classes? Haley was fired along with the other tutors. It was up to, since Brooke was the vice president, she had to find out who stole it. So the principal decided that the best way to see who stole it is that everyone in the calculus room and who takes calculus in Brooke and Rachel's classroom, everyone who's in the classroom will take the test. Whoever fails it will be expelled. Rachel switched her and Brooke's test. She wrote the test that Brooke had. She wrote her name on Brooke's test and she wrote Brooke's name on her test because she knew that she can pass calculus in her sleep. Brooke is not a good math taker. She did that for Brooke. She sacrificed her education for Brooke. And you know what Brooke did in season 7? Brooke slapped her. That is just so unjustified. I understand that Rachel stole the money. I get that. But a slap Brooke? Really? This is a person who sacrificed her education, who got expelled for you. And you just throw her away like a piece of trash because she stole money? Wow. Not saying that she instantly had to forgive her. I mean, like, yeah, stealing all that money. First of all, I don't understand. Why would they leave it out? Not even that. I'm not blaming them, but like she did steal a lot of money. She stole all that money that Brooke had saved for her company, for the fashion show. She stole that whole fucking money in the envelope. Stole it. No, it wasn't Brooke. It was Brooke's. It was Peyton's money. Peyton was using that for investment. She stole the money that Peyton had invested. She stole all of it, and then when Rachel came back in season 7 and tried to apologize for it, Brooke slapped her and said, "We're not friends. We'll never be friends again, bitch." I feel like that's so fucked up. This is the person who sacrificed her education to make sure you graduated, and you slap her. I don't roll with that. So once that went down, Rachel was expelled, and it turns out when we got a little glimpse of her, all the schools she's been to, it turns out she's been kicked out at every single school. Tree Hill was her last time to truly be in with a crowd, to truly go to school. So now she's gonna live with her parents. Her parents are, I guess, always traveling, and Rachel is all by herself. She doesn't really have any emotional investing parents. She's very, very neglected, which is why I think her and Brooke were a great friendship, because they're more alike than they tend to think they weren't. So it just made a lot more sense. So where this comes to an end with this storyline is that at this rant probably won't be long because it isn't really much to say. Once I review all this, I will get into why I think Brooke was a bad friend in general. I think she was a bad friend when it came to the Rachel situation and Haley, and I'm going to explain why. Even though I do love her and Rachel's friendship. Okay, so where this storyline came to an end was that at the party, Rachel was there. Haley found out that she was the one who stole the test because she failed. She threw alcohol in Rachel's face, basically told her that that's what getting me fired and that's what trying to fix my husband. Rachel told her that bitch, look, that you're pregnant, and she told her to get out. And when she was leaving, Brooke asked her what happened. She said she got expelled. Brooke said, why would you switch the test? She said, because you're my friend and I care about you. She said, I knew how much graduating high school meant so much to you. So she left. And then after that, Rachel left. She went to be with her parents. Her and Brooke had a good farewell, and that was the end of it. The reason why I think Brooke was really a trash friend when it came to Haley is because I feel like she didn't show any sympathy towards the whole Haley losing her job until it came to backfire. Her and Rachel forgot to return the test. They forgot to return the key. They forgot to do everything. They forgot it. Even though Brooke did try to talk Rachel out of it the first time, I feel like I understood she wanted to graduate, and I understood that if she didn't pass the test, she wouldn't graduate. She would have to go to summer school. She would technically graduate, but not really. She's going to have an empty diploma. I understand all that. I get it. I respect the fact that she tried to talk Rachel out of it the first time. But I felt like the second time when she went along with it and not caring about Haley's feelings at all, I just don't focus with that. That's your friend. That's your homegirl. Y'all lived together at one point. And you mean to tell me that you'd rather have stole a test than just ask for help? Like, I don't even understand. If Rachel was taking tutor lessons, why didn't Rachel just tell her how to do the shit? Like, it was just so many other ways they could have done that rather than having Haley lose her job, in my opinion. And I think to me that just wasn't being a good friend. She lied. Rachel lost her education, lost her didn't graduate. A senior who didn't graduate lost all that to protect Brooke and her education, and Brooke stopped her in season 7. Then at the prom, Brooke didn't say anything until the prom episode when they went to go crash the prom across town, country town. She told Haley that it wasn't Rachel, it was her. Her and Rachel were the ones who stole the test, and it was technically her idea. The first time it was Rachel's idea, but the second time it was Brooke's idea. She told Rachel that I'm in. She said that she wants to graduate. She told Haley that it was her idea and that she should be mad at her, not Rachel. Haley said that she thought they were friends. She said she lost her job because of that. Brooke said she was sorry. She said that she just can't right now. So that's pretty much how the storyline went. I just felt like no one, when it comes to this storyline, I feel like people give Brooke a lot of passes. There's people out there who's going to say, oh, this isn't such a big deal, it's not bigger than what Peyton did to her. You know, people like that, you know, trying to compare notes and things like that. Me personally, I don't give a fuck if it was big, small, it's still loyalty at the end of the day. Would you do that to your friend? Would you jeopardize your friend's tutoring sessions because you couldn't pass it, because you can't pass the class? No. Brooke was not thinking about Haley or her friendship to Haley or her loyalty to Haley when she did this. And another thing too, if y'all want to be real, why didn't Brooke mention the fact that her and Nathan hooked up to Haley? Like, this thing, I didn't think about this until my mom told me when we were watching the seasons together, because my mom was the one who introduced me to One Tree Hill. She used to watch it when she was a teenager. She told me that it was crazy to her that Brooke never mentioned that she slept with Nathan to Haley. I'm thinking like, yeah, I agree. If you and Haley, again, that's your homegirl. Y'all live together at one point. I have to keep saying this. Y'all live together. Y'all share a house together, an apartment. It didn't jog your memory to say, hey, me and your husband slept together. Like, it wouldn't have, it just didn't cross your mind. And when Haley asked her that why didn't she ever say anything, she said it wasn't worth mentioning. She said it didn't mean anything. Again, does loyalty not mean anything to you? Even though it didn't mean anything, it still doesn't matter. You still stuck with her future husband, and that would have been nice to talk about since y'all were becoming friends. Like, what? So loyalty means everything to you, but when it comes to other people, you clap and plead. Like, get the fuck out of here. Brooke had her disloyalty moments just as much as Peyton and Haley did, but no one ever talks about Brooke. She likes to cop and plead, likes to act like she doesn't do anything wrong, trying to always act like the victim in situations. Like, no, we're not doing that. You were wrong, and because of that, Haley unjustifiably gave Rachel the slap when honestly it should have been going to you. And in my opinion, I think they both deserve the slap. But honestly, if we're thinking logically, it was Brooke's idea. So to me, technically, Brooke is the one who deserved the slap at the party, not Rachel. That's how I feel with the whole storyline. Brooke had no loyalty towards Haley, and she did not care about Haley losing her job in that moment, in my opinion, when it comes to that storyline. On to Haley being a hypocrite. Haley gave Rachel so much hell for trying to sleep with Nathan and for the Uncle Cooper situation. She gave her so much hell to the fact that she didn't even give Rachel a chance. Now let me say this, because I already made a video about this, about my opinion on Haley and Rachel's beef. I have always wanted to make a video about that, and I'm glad that I did. To me, I understand that Rachel tried to get at her husband. I get that. Just because that happens, I don't have to give bitch any chance. But the reason why I say that it's crazy to me that she didn't give her a chance is because she's still friends with Peyton and Brooke. These are two girls who were sexually involved with your husband, and you still befriended them. So you couldn't befriend Rachel? It makes no sense to me. It's very hypocritical in my mind. It's very hypocritical to me. Like, I understand that at the end of the day, Rachel did cost her job, but again, the energy that she gave Rachel, she did not get up to Haley, and that to me just seems very hypocritical. Even to the point where Haley told her that it was her, she forgave Haley in the very same episode. I said Haley forgave Brooke in the very same episode. Like, where we see that at? Because to me, when it comes to Lucas and Peyton, whenever they do something wrong, people can't wait to drag them through the mud. Like, it's so crazy to see the double standards within the show now that I am a 22-year-old adult. Certain characters can get away with shit and not having to work tooth and nail for the apology, tooth and nail for any of it. But when it comes to Lucas and Peyton, people treat them like they're a motherfucking devil. Like they're like they fucking Jason or Michael Myers or Freddy. Like, people are willing to throw their disloyalty moments in their faces, but when you do it to someone like Nathan or Brooke or Haley, they can't wait to sit there and cop and plead and try to act safe in a moment. It's like, it's so ridiculous. Like, Haley, you did not give Rachel a chance at all, but yet you befriended Brooke and Peyton, two girls who were sexually and romantically involved with your husband Nathan. Huh? And how about this? The fact that Brooke also cost you your job. The same energy you gave to Rachel, you did not get it to her. No slap, no saying you cost me my job, no nothing. And don't give me that she was pregnant, because when it was Rachel, she was about to get ready and get down with Rachel, in my opinion. About to get ready and fight her. The energy was not there when it came to Brooke. It was not there. Like, I just feel like they both, when it came to Haley, I think she was a hypocrite for giving Brooke a second chance, but didn't care at all to give Rachel a chance at all, in my opinion. I just don't fuck with that. Like, I don't. I never really fuck with that. And for Brooke, I thought she was fucking terrible for caring. I understand she cared about graduating, which you should. I understand she cared about graduation. I understand that she wanted to pass her class. But when it comes to the extent that you have to cross over your friend and not care about your loyalty to them, and you were willing to sacrifice their job for the greater good for you, I just don't fuck with. Like, again, I keep saying, I gotta write it down. She did not care about her loyalty to Haley. She did not care about what happens to Haley if the paper went missing. The only person that she told that she did this was to Chase. Chase and Rachel were the only ones who knew about it. And I just feel like, and again, for her to slap Rachel in season 7 takes me back to that moment of season 3 with her and Peyton. Like, how both of her friends justifiably got slapped because she wants to play victim in a situation where she isn't. We gonna sit here and act like she was just this full blown victim. No, she wasn't. I'm not for the money thing. When it came to Rachel, yes, she was a victim. Rachel stole her money and then run across country where Brooke tried to help her out. But in my opinion, I feel like in that moment, Rachel should have been like, "Oh, you're stopping me when I'm the same person. I'm the same person who was unjustifiably fired by you because of your mom. Well, you know that I desperately needed that job. I definitely needed that job, and I needed a friend. As a friend, you did not stick up for me. That too, and that too. When Victoria, I understand that Brooke wanted her mother to love her, but again, I'm all about loyalty. I understand that Brooke wanted her mom to love her, and she really, really wanted a relationship with her mom. I get that. But when it comes to the extent that you forget your friendships and your bonds with people over that, I don't agree with. You neglected your friend. You tossed her aside like trash. And I understand Rachel had a problem. She was on drugs. I get it. I understand. I get it. Victoria said she's a liability. But that was Brooke's friend. The same friend who sacrificed her education for Brooke at the end of the day. Not saying that Brooke owes her anything. I'm just saying that it's not fair. It's not right. It's not right. She slapped Rachel and she fired Rachel when Rachel needed her. Rachel needed a friend, and Brooke chose to fire her instead of being there for her. I'm not blaming Brooke for her attempted ODing, not doing that, but I'm just saying that if she would have stuck up for her rather than listen to her mother, I think it would have never gone that far, in my opinion. So I feel like I need to start questioning Brooke's friendship decisions, because it seems to me y'all don't. It seems to me it's always questioned whenever someone does something terrible to Brooke. Brooke wasn't just this victim all the time. She wasn't. She did horrible things, and y'all don't hold her accountable for them. Not enough to me. Not enough. Not for the things she say, not for the things she do, not for some of her terrible decisions. Nothing. Everything is an excuse for her because she's neglected and because she has neglectful and emotionally abandoned parents. So to have these kids in this show. Where was Peyton's parents? Where were Haley's parents? Even though Haley still had a good head on her shoulders, her parents just disappeared after season 2. Dan emotionally damaged and mentally damaged Lucas literally since the day Lucas was born. He did the same thing to Karen. Do I even have to talk about Peyton? Nathan. He did the same exact thing he did to Lucas. He did the same exact thing to Nathan. Peyton had literally no parent. I understand her dad was working, but still Peyton was emotionally abandoned by parental figures. That is one thing I will give the podcast when they talk about it, is that if CPS is a real thing in TV shows, half these kids would have been taken away. Half these kids would be taken away. Brooke would have been half these kids would be put in the foster system, especially the ones whose parents are never home, like Brooke, like Rachel, like Peyton. These kids would have not been at home by themselves with no parental guidance. Like, they have no guardians, no nothing. These parents are just shipping them off and putting them in houses to live by themselves. It's like I've never seen that before. Never ever. That's just my rant for today. Not too long, straight to the point. A very, very unpopular opinion. I have always thought about this, and that's what I have to say. Live with it, don't live with it, digest it, think about it. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.